Do people aspire to be estate agents anymore? No, I don't think so. I want everyone to have fun at work. I want to have fun at work. I think Rightmove are great. You know, what they deliver, we need. Now, and the people operating in the team, they are the reason we're successful. The media says things are bad, we say things are wonderful. And so who is actually telling the truth? If I'm completely honest, I think we made some bad decisions based on ego. So we set up Thorgills to create a fun, enjoyable working environment, and then over the years, I guess I let ego kick in and thought, I know what we need to do is expand. That's a great thing to do, but that wasn't why we set up. And so, you know, we spread ourselves a bit thin. All the experience and the really great agents we had in the business was spread across 5 sites, and we probably we had a little dip in service, and as the market contracted or became a little bit tougher, we were spread too thin. At a higher level, 15 brokers, 4 managers, our client support department, our property marketing department, all these people in the same room with 3 directors. It's magic. You know, you get great results. Everyone's learning from everyone constantly and evolving and learning the best way to do things.
How did you find the transition from 5 branches to 1?
I mean, I think with anything, it's about planning, it's about good strategy. You know, the decision wasn't made overnight. We looked at ourselves as we have to look at commercial decisions, and commercially it didn't make sense to operate across 5 sites. It wasn't necessary. In terms of clients, in terms of community interaction, it wasn't long ago that people selected an agent based on the branch's locality to the property. And I say not long ago, I can remember 5 or 6 years ago, maybe the Property Academy, maybe Rightmove, they carried out a survey and they said, this is the reason we're selecting our agent. Fast forward, and that just doesn't exist anymore. That's not a conversation piece when we're meeting with clients. All the different models that now exist, I think people understand that you don't need to be on top of the property to do a good job. You just need to have access to the right tools to generate the leads and present the marketing.
And in terms of your fee levels, what have you seen in the last, let's say, 12 to 18 months? Have you seen your fees go down, stay the same, or move upwards?
Our average fee continues to increase. The volume of deals we're doing at the moment is increasing. All I can talk about is Thorgills and what we're achieving, and we're really happy with the way we're moving forward. We're seeing growth month on month, or certainly quarter on quarter, and we're not feeling pressure on fees, because I think we've got a market-leading proposition, which allows us to charge the right fee, to deliver the right service, and ensure that money goes back into the business for the right reasons.
You read all the news, it's a tough market, that fees are going down, they're under pressure, transaction volumes are at all-time lows, but yet you're an agency that's having a record month.
When you look at the papers, when you jump on Sky News on your app, bad news sells news, and we know that. And you know, as agents, we've got to be careful that we don't just push completely against what the media say. The media says things are bad, we say things are wonderful, and so who is actually telling the truth? I think it's difficult. From our tiny little corner of the world, I can say that the Brentford market, from a sales perspective, is moving in the right direction. It's a great area to buy in, and so that's why we're doing well, because the market is strong in Brentford. We're also the market leader, which helps. You know, we get the vast majority of the properties that come to market. We're working with the best properties. But why are we looking more successful right now? I think the new branch setup and the people operating in the team, they are the reason we're successful.
So you can get a 3% fee on sales?
Yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's not the norm. You know, we're not everything's coming at 3%, but yeah, we do achieve 3% for the right properties. You know, the more difficult properties to sell that require more skill are going to take a little bit longer. They exist. You know, not everything goes in 72 hours, contrary to what some agents may tell you. It's going to require hard work. It's going to require determination, resilience. It's going to require different approaches to marketing and using different methods.
I think what I've noticed in just setting up the cameras and just listening to the buzz in the office and people talking to clients, you can tell that your brokers are giving a real opinion about the market, a real sort of deep-seated knowledge about the market, and they're talking about other things around that transaction, not just here's your offer, thanks, I'll put it forward, see you later. There's a conversation happening there, and almost an education piece. I think that's where I can see what you're doing is really, really working, and I think it's the way forward. You've got real professional people in here. What's the biggest attribute you look for in a broker that can be successful for Thorgills? What's the number one thing that they must have?
Number one thing, in theory, is coachability. But I want to say it's in theory. They need to appreciate that where they are right now, if we're offering you a job, we're obviously very pleased with where you are right now, but we want to help you move forward. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards because everyone's moving forward around you. But there are a number of things. We all know the basic, in this business, you must be resilient. You must maintain positivity. I guess it's an open mind what we're looking for. We're lucky because of the new setup. It allows me to coach every person every single day. So we do our morning warm-up, which has me address what's really more or less the entire company every day, and we do 15 minutes of training every single day on a niche topic.
How do you see the growth plan for Thorgills? Do you see a replica of what you've got here in other areas?
We're a great small business. We've got really good people, got great ties to the community. We do good things. You try and expand, then you lose that. That's not what we are. That's not what our culture's about. That's not how we operate. Our vision is to be the best one-branch business in the UK. I want everyone to have fun at work. I want to have fun at work. This method allows us to have fun at work. If you have fun, what I find is generally you do a pretty good job.
So a hot topic at the moment is Rightmove amongst many agents that I speak to, and if I'm perfectly honest with you, 9 times out of 10 it's a very resentful conversation about Rightmove and their fees. So over to you, talk to me about Rightmove.
I think Rightmove are great. What they deliver, we need. Now don't get me wrong, price structure, sure, there's a long conversation to be had about that, but do they deliver value? Yes, I think they do. We're based within the M25, so average fees are potentially significantly higher than other areas of the country, and so the cost of a Rightmove account for the fees we're bringing in as a percentage of overheads, a percentage of profit or turnover, it works for us. Businesses have to be very, very aware of who the workforce are now. All too often we put our rose-tinted glasses on and we tell the team, in the good old days I used to do this and I used to do that, and that's not the world anymore. The millennials don't want to hear about what you used to do, they want to hear about how you can help them achieve.
You've obviously grown Thorgills organically, naturally, by being in the community and doing a lot of community events and stuff like that, and sponsoring football teams and all the rest of it. Have you managed to push your brand via social media, or is that an undiscovered world for you at the moment?
I've always been a little bit sceptical about social media, and in recent months we've had a lot of conversations. We need to just engage it. We're seeing it working now. We're seeing other agents using it. We're seeing other business models use it. We're seeing other sectors make good use of it. And I think personal brand in social media, just from the masses of research I've done recently, I haven't applied it, so I can't tell anyone if it will work or how I could make it work, but I believe personal brand on social media it looks like a really important area, and so over the next few months that's a key area for us to grow into.
Was there any particular things about FIA that stood out for you and the reasons why you joined the organisation?
The idea of collaborating with other independent agents is really appealing to me. I know some of the other members already, good guys, good agencies, and so everyone wants to be in the club that's the cool club or the good club or the great club to be a part of, and I see FIA becoming that in a really short period of time. Also cost base on some of the suppliers we work with, it's going to drive down some of our overheads, which is fantastic. The mystery shopper activity that's carried out once a month. We have our own in-house policy for mystery shopper that we think works really, really well, but it doesn't assess maybe the same areas that the FIA version will, and so that's great. We're assessing ourselves in another way, which is brilliant. I can see masses and masses of benefits to joining. It's also an exclusivity thing. We're the agent across the vast majority of West London that have the FIA licence, or we're the licensee for it, and that's a point of difference for us when we're speaking to clients. Another string to the bow, if you like.
Fantastic. Well, I'm delighted to have you on board, and thank you so much for your time. It's been great.
Thanks, mate.